Purvi, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and the screen is also visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can start. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashra. I'm an educator here at ThinkTac, and welcome to the Raman Awards Stage 1 Bootcamp. So the aim of today is to give you guys a brief introduction to the Raman Awards contest, to make an activity with y'all, and to help you understand how to register and participate in the Raman Awards. I hope you guys have been informed of the materials that will be required for the activity today. Just make sure to keep those materials next to you. Once we're done with the bootcamp, I'll take questions from your end if you have any. Just keep in mind, this is the boot camp for stage one. If you have been nominated by your school, you'll directly participate in stage two, and we'll have a separate boot camp for stage two. This is not going to be the boot camp where we'll discuss stage two. So this is specifically for stage one. I'll repeat, if you have been nominated by your school, then you'll directly participate in stage one. So the structure of today's boot camp, I'll introduce the Raman Awards a little bit. Then I'll make the activity with you guys. Then I'll play a video that will help you understand how to register for the Raman Awards. Then I'll take all of your questions. All right. If you guys can switch on your cameras, that'll be nice. That this can be a little more interactive than me just sitting here and giving a lecture. So let's begin. So first and foremost, what are the Raman Awards? The Raman Young Science Innovator Awards, or the Raman Awards for short, it's a nationwide science innovation contest with a focus on you guys, kids, to use your hands-on skills and simple materials to explore and explain various scientific phenomena. The Raman Awards was started in 2017, and children from grades 3 to 10 can participate in this competition. It was named the Raman Awards in honor of C.V. Raman because of our, association with the Raman Research Institute Trust. And the contest this time will be held, the finals of this contest will be held on 1st and 2nd February 2025. The competition is held in the month of February because on 20th February 1928, Dr. C.V. Raman had discovered the Raman effect, which would soon go on to be the reason he would receive the Nobel Prize for his discovery. So we've named the contest after him, and our focus is also to give you guys an opportunity to think about and participate in STEM-related activities. So a good thing to keep in mind about this particular competition is that it is not a robotics or an engineering based competition. We do not want you guys to, buy expensive electronics items like Arduinos, breadboards, and make a sensor and, make that your submission for the competition. We want you all to use simple materials and construct a simple model that shows a scientific phenomenon or a concept. And the activity that we're going to do today is going to help give you guys an example of what we mean by simple materials exploring a scientific concept. All right. Um, so this is the website where you can get any and all information that you need related to the Raman Awards. Just keep in mind it is ramanaward.org, not ramanawards.org. There's no S in this URL. And if you click on that, you'll be taken to this page. All of the information will be available as you scroll through the opening page of this website. If you want category-wise information, that's available here in this drop-down menu. And if you want to register for the Raman Awards, just click on this button that's titled "Register for Stage 1." If you have, I'll just repeat, if you've been nominated by a school, directly participate in stage two. You would have received a message from your school as well saying, congratulations, you have been nominated for the Raman Awards. If that has been the case, this boot camp is not for you. We'll hold a separate one once stage one is completely over, which is October 15th. So let's get back to the presentation. So now that we've learned a little bit about the awards, what I'll do is I'll play this making video for this activity called the DIY Respirometer. And then once we play the making video, we can sit and make the activity together. Purvi, can you just let me know if the sound of this video is audible? I'll just start playing.
Yes, Ashwin.
All right. We just saw the making video. Now we can make the activity. I'll just spotlight myself for everyone. Okay. So as you guys saw, the steps to make the lime powder solution is a little long. So what I've done is I've shortened the number of steps that we'll need, and I've reduced some of the materials. So I'll just pull my camera down to the table and tell you what are the materials we'll need for today's activity, and we can get started on the making. So let me just unblur. Yeah. All right. So for this activity, for the simpler version of this activity, what you'll need is some lime powder. Some people have used detergent powder. The issue with detergent powder is that it may or may not give you the desired results. You can try it and see what will happen. But lime powder works best, right? So lime powder essentially is the thing called Chuna in colloquial language. So you'll need lime powder, some containers. I've gotten two small containers, haldi or turmeric, and a straw and some water. So just for those of you guys who have this much of the materials, just put a thumbs up from your reaction button if you have these materials, and then we can get started on the making. All right. I can see the thumbs up. Okay, fine. Very good. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the dabbas and add. So I have 30 ml measurement on this dabba. I'm going to fill 30 ml on it. You can just take an estimate. It really, I mean, for the sake of today's activity, the measurement of the water does not matter that much. Just take an estimate of how much 30 ml could potentially be. I'm going to fill 30 ml in this container. Now what I'm going to do is I have my lime powder over here. So I'm going to take very little lime powder. I'll just show you how much on the screen. Please remember that they had used around 1/4 of this sort of a measuring spoon for 100 ml of water. So this is how much lime powder I'm taking compared to the spoon. It's very less. If you have concentrated lime powder or pure lime powder, well and good for the activity, you'll need very less. If you have impure lime powder, it works a little bit in your favor. You can add a little bit more. Like I said, detergent may or may not work that well, but just make sure you're adding very less lime powder to this 30 ml solution of water. And then I'm going to close this and shake it. You guys can see it's turned milky. The solution is turned milky. See, detergent is anyways a strong chemical. I would suggest putting, yeah, equally small amount only. The thing about detergent is also mixed with other chemicals. So it's not, I'm not particularly sure if it's going to give you the desired result or not. You can try it, but just make sure to add very less. Another thing with detergent, when you shake it, it causes a lot of bubbles to form. Here, you won't find any bubbles forming with lime powder. I'm just going to give you guys a minute so that I know that you all have finished these particular steps. How many of you all were able to complete? Just put a thumbs up so that I can see. You can put it either in the chat or using your reaction. So I'll just repeat for those of you who may have missed. In a container, pour approximately 30 ml of water. Make sure you take a small, very small pinch of lime powder and add it to the container of water and mix it very well. You'll get a milky solution. That's where we are right now. Okay, what I'm going to do now is in this second container, I'm going to pour about 10 ml of this solution. So here I have 10 ml of lime powder solution. I'm going to keep this extra 20 ml aside. And I have some turmeric in this packet. I'm just going to sprinkle some turmeric into this solution. I'm going to mix this. Close it and mix it. So what you guys can see is the color has changed. So this color is actually not red. It's a color called vermilion. The Indian name for this is actually the color sindoor. Sindoor is vermilion. So this color that you're seeing is it happens when turmeric mixes with this lime powder solution. I can see a couple of you all have gotten a vermilion color solution. Very good. Okay. Okay. Now what I want you guys to do is take your straw and start blowing into this and count the number of breaths it takes. Don't breathe, don't take deep breaths. Breathe normally, but count the number of breaths it takes for you to see a color change in this solution. So I'm going to start using my straw and breathing into this solution and count the number of breaths it takes to see color change. It should almost, while you're breathing through this, it should almost look like your solution is boiling. And here I have it. In 13 breaths, my solution is turned back to turmeric yellow. If it's taking more than 30 breaths for you to change the color of the solution, you've probably added too much lime powder. So what you can do is you can either add more water or squeeze 1 or 2 drops of lemon and see what happens. So I'm just going to give you guys some time. Just post in the chat how many breaths it took for you to take to see the color change. Like I said, if it's more than 30, you've probably added a little too much lime powder to your water. Just drop the number of breaths it takes to change the color into the chat box. How many of you all were able to get the color change? Okay, I can see a bunch of messages. Very good. All right. So now, now that we've done this very simple activity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of observations I have made with this very simple activity. And it'll help you understand what are the kinds of observations that you can do, with simple materials like this. And I'm going to explain a little bit about why this particular model works the way that it does. And hopefully we get an idea of what are the kinds of submissions that we're searching for the Raman Awards. So I'll just share my screen once again. Just give me a minute. All right. Okay. So we just completed this activity. And what are the different kinds of observations I tried to do with this activity? So in the first set of observations, what I tried to do was, so right now I was sitting on a chair and counting the number of breaths it took to turn the color from vermilion to back to turmeric yellow. Next, what I tried to do is I did some exercise. And after doing exercise, then I made this model once again, and I checked the number of breaths it took to turn the to see the color change. And I see it takes a shorter number of breaths when I exercise compared to when I'm at rest. So that's one of the observations that I've made, where my state of rest or motion is what is affecting the way that this model works. Next, what is another type of thing that I can, another type of observation I can take? I increased the amount of lime powder I added to water, the original solution that I made. So in the first case, what I did was I took a quarter spoon of lime powder, made a solution. Then I added 4 ml of that particular solution that I've made. And I also added 8 ml in a separate box. And I tried to see how many breaths it took to do the color change. There was a slight increase in the number of breaths it took to see the color change. Then what I did is I used a full spoon of lime powder to make the solution. And then again did the same thing where I took 4 ml in one container and 8 ml in another container, and again did the experiment. I saw there was a drastic increase in the number of breaths it took to see the color change. So the conclusion I can make from this set of observation is if I increase the number of, if I increase the amount of, what do you say, lime powder in the that I used to make the original solution, it takes a higher number of breaths for the solution color to change. Finally, there's a little bit of a slightly fun activity which you can do with your family and friends, where you go to a bunch of people and you give them the same solution. Let's say you've used quarter spoon to make your solution. You give that you give each of them a certain amount of liquid from that solution only, and ask them to do this experiment. And you can count the number of breaths that they take and find if there's any relationship between things like gender, age, weight, things like how active their lifestyles are. Do they play a lot of sports? Do they do yoga? Things like that. You can collect that kind of data and see whether any of those lifestyle things affect the number of breaths it takes to see the color change. And why am I making these kinds of observations? That will be explained by, trying to understand how and why this model works the way that it does. So this model is a very, very simple activity that you can use to explore the concept of acid, bases, and salts. So you guys are probably between 8th and 10th grade, right? So you'll have been introduced to the concepts of acid, bases, and salts. So lime powder actually is a basic substance, and what's cool and interesting about turmeric is that it is called a natural indicator. What is an indicator? An indicator is any substance that will tell you whether, when added to another substance, it will tell you whether it's acidic or basic. And turmeric is a particular powder. You may have comparatively in your chemistry labs, you may have seen blue litmus paper, red litmus paper, pH paper, certain reagents that are being used, which can tell you whether a certain solution is acidic or basic, or a certain substance is acidic or basic. Here we're using a material that's very commonly available, turmeric, haldi. We use it in cooking all the time. In fact, the sindoor that we see can also be made by adding a basic substance to haldi itself, and you'll get the red color sindoor that is prevalent all across India. So it's a natural indicator, and it changes color when added to a base. When added to a acid, nothing particularly happens. You see no color change. So why are we seeing a color change when we blow air into the lime powder solution? So we know that when we exhale, we release carbon dioxide. And that carbon dioxide goes and forms carbonic acid when it reaches when it gets mixed with the water in the solution. That carbonic acid then goes on to react with the lime powder in the solution. neutralizing the basic nature of that solution, which is why we see that the color changes. In fact, if you take, just a couple of drops of lemon, which I suggested, and, put those drops of lemon into your container, you'll also see the same color change happen. Why? Because there's citric acid in lemon. So the point of, this doing this activity was to show you guys an example of how you can take a scientific concept that's relevant to your age group, that's relevant to your grade, and use very, very simple materials to showcase, to explore and explain that particular concept. And even the observations, that we're trying to do, we're changing one aspect of our model. First, we're changing whether I'm in a state of rest or motion. Then we're changing the amount of lime powder that I use to make the solution. You can also see if increasing or decreasing the amount of turmeric will cause a change in the number of breaths it takes. You can do it across age, gender, weight, lifestyle, all of these things. We're trying to, see whether you guys can use simple materials and think scientifically, think using the scientific method and make a submission for the Raman Awards. Please do not, I'll repeat, please do not use, complicated, expensive materials like breadboards, Arduinos, and all for your submissions. Simple things like this is what we expect for the submissions in the Raman Awards competition. We want to see original ideas from you guys. We want to see simpler materials, and we want to see a concept richness from you guys. So that's the expectation of the Raman Awards. So now that we've made the activity, I'm going to explain a little bit about the competition itself. Then I'll play a video that will help you understand how to participate in stage one. And then I'll take any questions if you guys have any, and we can close the bootcamp session. So the Raman Awards essentially is divided into three stages. There's stage one, stage two, and stage three. Stage one is common to everyone all across India. And the main feature of stage one is we decide the activity that you guys need to do. So I think for your age group, once you register for the Raman Awards, the activity that has been chosen for y'all is this thing called Do It Yourself Centrifuge. And it explores the concepts of centrifugation. And that is the activity that, anyone from your age group who wants to participate in the Raman Awards and is going through stage one, everyone will have to do the same activity. So there are 4 submissions related to stage one. One is you'll need to take 2 pictures of you as well as that model from different angles and submit. That's the first submission. Second, you will need to, if you have a Gmail account, you'll automatically have a YouTube account. So you'll need to take a 2-minute video of you explaining why you think the model works the way that it does, and then upload that less than or up to 2 minutes video to your YouTube account and paste that URL, only the URL, not the file itself, just the URL in the video submission portion. There'll be an observation sheet similar to the one I showed you guys. There'll be an observation sheet related to the centrifuge model. And finally, there'll be a quiz that will test your conceptual clarity related to the activity. So these are the main things that are required to be submitted for stage one. Everyone participating through stage one will have to do the same activity. So let's say we've gotten all of your submissions. There'll be people who will sit and evaluate those submissions and decide who can move on to stage two or not. Now, there is a particular facet about stage two, which is if you have been nominated by your school. Nominations are closed at the moment. No more nominations can happen. But if you have already gotten a message from the school saying, congratulations, you have been nominated for the Raman Awards, then you directly participate in stage two. You skip stage one. If you haven't got that message, you'll have to go through stage one. Now, for stage two, what is the expectation? You are allowed to pick which model you want to submit. You're allowed a maximum of 2 models. So you can submit 2 different models that showcase 2 different ideas. And all of the specific details related to stage 2, we will discuss in the stage 2 bootcamp. I'll just repeat that again. We're not going to be discussing stage 2 today. We'll discuss all of the details related to stage 2 bootcamp, which will happen after the stage 1 deadline is over. So what is the stage one deadline? Stage one deadline is October 15th. So that's the last day that you can submit stuff for stage one. What are the deadlines for stage two? The good thing about stage two is October 1st, things open for stage two. You can begin submitting all of your assignments for stage two. And November 30th, you have a whole of 2 months for your preparation for whatever research you want to do for stage two. So from October 1st till November 30th is when the stage two things happen. Let's say you complete stage two, we've received all your submissions and we've evaluated all the submissions. Then the top 100 people from stage two, from each category, which is junior, intermediate, and senior, you guys are from the senior category, will be asked to come to Bangalore to participate for stage three, which is the finals. The finals are going to be held in Bangalore at this place called Panchavati, which is C.V. Raman's old home. He had lived there for a couple of years of his life. It's a very beautiful place. You know, it's actually a heritage site in India. So the 100 of you all will be asked to come to Bangalore and participate in the finals. And everything related to finals will also be discussed at another day. So now that I've explained a little bit about the competition itself, I'll play a video that will give you all of the information that you need to know related to registering for stage one. And if in case, you know, your school has not been registered, how to register your school for stage one. And then I can take some questions if you guys have any. So I'll just move on. All right. Purvi, just let me know if the audio of this is audible. Just
Hello and welcome to the video
Yeah,
explaining
Ashwin,
how to register and participate in
so I'll just restart it.
Hello and welcome to the video explaining how to register and participate in stage 1 of the Raman Awards. Go to register.ramanaward.org, preferably on a laptop or desktop device. You will be shown a screen like this. Enter your WhatsApp number. Enter the OTP sent to your number and click on the login button. If you have not already registered on our system, you will be redirected to the registration form. Please enter your details in the screen and click on the continue button. You will then be shown a screen like this. Here, click on the register for the Raman Award for that specific year option. Please fill in the registration form that is displayed. First, enter the PIN code, select the board, and then click on the search button. Then select your school. In case you're not able to locate your school, please click on the Add a New Institution button as shown here. Then fill out the registration form as shown in the screenshots here. Please note that you will have to ask your school for the following information if you do not already have these details: the school affiliation number or UDISE code, contact number of the school representative, name of the student representative, and email address of the school representative. Please click on the Submit button as shown in the screenshot. Then proceed to enter the PIN code of the school and board. On clicking the search button, the institution that you just added will appear. Then click on the Continue button. You will then be registered to participate in Stage 1 of the award. Once registered, please click on the Stage 1 option under the Contests and Challenges menu. You will be shown a card like this with the activity assigned to your participation category. Here, click on the Make Submission button and follow the instructions displayed on screen to complete your submission for Stage 1 of the Raman Awards. First, view and understand the activity assigned to your category by navigating to the Resources step. Then, take 2 pictures of your completed activity from 2 different angles, with you present in the picture. That is, your face has to be visible. Submit these images as shown in these screenshots. Then download the template for the observation sheet by navigating back to the Resources section. After that, navigate to the Assignment 2 Observation Sheet section and submit your filled-in observation sheet. Next, Take a video, no longer than 2 minutes, of you playing with your activity. You may speak, etc., while demonstrating the activity. This can be in any language. Upload the video onto YouTube as a public video and paste the link in the Assignment 3 Innovation Video step. Next, complete the observation quiz by clicking on the Start Quiz button in the screen. Then, finalize your submission by clicking on the Submit button. Once submitted, if your registered number is a valid WhatsApp number, you will receive a confirmation message like this. We look forward to your submission and wish you the very best of luck. Goodbye.
All right. So now that we've watched the video, we can get to the questions if you guys have any. I'll just stop sharing the screen. If you guys have any questions, just raise your hand. If you don't have any questions, we're done for today. And if you would like to leave, you can leave. If you want to wait and hear the questions if anyone else wants to ask, then you can stay. All right. So let me just open the thing. Preeti Gulati.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, actually, I have a doubt that for the stage two, we'll having a boot camp again.
Yes, we'll have a separate boot camp and we'll get in touch with you guys. We'll have all of your details, right? Because you would have either been nominated or you would have registered. So we'll get in touch with you guys through the information that we have about the stage two boot camp. It will happen after, like a while after October 15th, because that's when stage one ends. Once stage one ends, we'll do all of the evaluations for all of the stage one submissions that have happened, and then we'll send out a message to all the people who have moved on from stage one to stage two, as well as those who have been nominated by the schools. We'll get in touch with you guys.
Sir, last year boot camps were not there, right?
Last year there were boot camp. There was just one boot camp actually for both the stages one and two. There was just one boot camp, and the year before that we actually had a entire 2 day workshop. We've reduced it last year, and this year we're keeping separate boot camp for stage one, separate boot camp for stage two. Okay. Does anyone else have a question? Surya Abhiram. Are you able to unmute? Surya? Oh, I see you're typing in the chat. If your school has registered, so registration is not enough. Your school should have nominated you. If the nomination has not happened, then you'll have to go through stage one. Those who have been nominated would have gotten a message, like the teachers who have nominated the students would have gotten a message, congratulations, such and such person has been nominated for the Raman Awards, and that message should have been forwarded to you. If that has not happened, then you'll have to go through stage one to participate in the competition. If you have any other question, just put it in the chat. You've received an email to attend the bootcamp. All right, all right. So it's probably for the stage one, process. So just check, go to the website and click on the register for stage one button, fill in all the details, and you can participate in the Raman Award. All the best. Manvi Rustagi.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So, sir, previous year, I've applied for the submissions of stage one, and recently on 10 July, I've received a message that you are nominated for the stage two submissions from TAC. So
Okay.
I have to directly make the submissions for stage 2, or I have to first attend the submissions for stage 1.
So are you talking about registering last year and getting nominated, or you were nominated this year?
Sir, actually, I submitted for stage 1 last year, but on this year, 10 July, I received the message that you are nominated for stage 2.
Okay, if this year you have received the nomination message, then you have probably been nominated by your school, so you can directly participate in stage 2.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone have any more questions? Okay, if no one has any questions, then it was wonderful having you guys on this weekend for the bootcamp. All the best for the competition. Hope to see you guys in Bangalore. If we meet again for the stage 2 bootcamp, well and good. All the best and have a wonderful rest of your weekend, everyone. Bye.